Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Faria Hawk, and today I wanted to make this video so I can talk to you all about gap years. I personally have taken 2 gap years. I'm currently in my 2nd gap year right now, and I will be matriculating into medical school this coming summer. And so I've seen a lot of comments about taking gap years, so I just wanted to make a quick video to tell you about my experiences and exactly what I have been doing during these gap years. The first thing is, why did I take 2 gap years? I feel like because of COVID hitting me during my sophomore year of college, I felt that taking gap year would be best for me because of many other reasons in combination with COVID. And on top of that, the median age of most people matriculating into medical school is 24. Usually the most people that apply to medical school have all taken gap years. So to be able to be a competitive applicant and be accepted to medical school, I thought it would be the best to do that. And so I did. I graduated on June 2022, and I actually started my first job in June 2022 as well. Exactly what I did during my 2 gap years. The first gap year, which was right after graduating, is where I worked. I worked as a senior research assistant. So I mainly worked in clinical trials. So I worked with HIV patients and participants and worked on different trials. So that was really important to me, and I thought that I was making a difference and being able to work well with different types of healthcare providers, such as doctors, nurses, different staff members. So you learn to kind of work with other people and work on your teamwork, as well as knowing how to contribute when it's needed and being able to impact a group. I thought that was very important because, as you know, working as a doctor, you're not just working with the patient, you are working with everyone else together to make sure that a patient is then given the best care possible. So I worked there, and during this time, I have not actually taken the MCAT yet, so I was studying for that. And because I worked full-time for my job, it was like a 9 to 5. It was really hard to study for the MCAT and find time, and especially because I was a new grad and I wanted to do well on my first actual real-life big girl job. I found it really hard to balance MCAT studying and on top of that a full-time job. But over the years, I've learned to do well on my job and be able to manage them. And then I began studying for my MCAT. I've taken the MCAT multiple times, so that's why I've spent a lot of time studying for the MCAT. Give me just a second. So the entire first year of my gap year is completely spent on me studying for the MCAT. And because of that, I was just overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. It's so much work that you have to do, and the MCAT is not easy by any means. There's so many resources that you should be using and doing well on, and there's just so much going on that I felt very much overwhelmed. But I can also talk about the MCAT in another video. So from 2022 June to then 2023 April, May. Around that time is when I started gathering information about my application and putting everything together so I can actually apply to medical school. So in the 2nd year of my gap year, I was applying. So in the May for MCAS and ACOMAS, that's when their application opens, and that means you can do your application, write everything up and review it, but you can't submit it and at the end of May, that's when you submit, and that's when they verify it on their end. And once they have verified it on like a specific date, I think it was like June 26th, that's when they send those verified applications to respective schools that you have applied for. So I've done that. The entire second gap year is of me applying. That's what I did. So after the application, the primary application, then came the secondary application, and then it was interviews. Interviews range from like literally like September to all the way to the very end of next year, which would be the next year of 2024. So around like, I think late April. And so the second year was of me again working and doing the application. And at the same time, you're going to get rejection emails as well as acceptances and wait list decisions. So all of that is really fun. But from my gap year, what I've really learned working in the field that I have worked, it's that I saw how important being a doctor is for me. Being able to make important decisions for my patients where I see fit is very, very important. Being able to work as a team is also crucial. To be able to be a doctor and getting those skills is so important to be in medical school with and graduate as a doctor. And on top of that, I've seen instances where I've seen how people treat others. And one of the things that I have learned is that because I was on the receiving end of this, I don't ever want to treat other people the same way as I've been treated. And I think that's a great lesson. And those are some of the things that I learned. And on top of that, able to work during these gap years has been an enormous help, because I was able to help kind of pay for the bills here at home because I live with my parents. I think that's a huge help, and being able to be with my family, that's really amazing. And on top of that, like I have a little brother, if anything he needs, I'm always there for him. So things like that during my gap years were really important to me. I was able to like buy my mom a lot of bags and get her so many good things because I was able to finally make money. And getting a job between undergrad and medical school allowed me to grow. I have real world experiences now. I know what working is like. I know what speaking with other people is like. I know what is professional. I know what is unprofessional. And you wouldn't know this unless you have experienced it as well. So would I recommend going into gap years? I highly do recommend it because you are allowed to develop within the real world if you do take gap years. I know a lot of people who have done research during gap years, and I think that's phenomenal, but it's truly up to you. If there's something that you want to take, please do. If that's not something you want to take, don't. That's always up to your discretion. And in fact, I started my job before I graduated, and so I had to take a day off to attend my graduation, which was really, really fun and with my family, so it was really exciting. I loved posting about my different outfits that I used to work, and I go to work and I used to like film little cute little outfits and then post it on my Instagram. I really love that, and I felt like how amazing is it that you are 22, you work in this city, you get to dress cute for your work, and you get to live your best life. So that was my experience during my gap year. After I got my acceptances in the school that I am going to go, I actually quit my job. And then after quitting my job, I went on Umrah trip, which is a religious trip that you go to in Mecca, and then we went to Medina, and I went there with my mom, so it was very memorable with her, and we prayed a lot. And after that, I've just been preparing for medical school, taking it easy and just enjoying my life right now, because I know that it's going to be hectic. It's going to be very busy from now on. There's going to be a lot of studying, so this is a much needed break. And on top of that, I have started to work since I was 17, since I was in high school, and this is the first time that I'm not doing anything, that I'm taking a break. It feels nice. I wake up in the morning and I'm not stressed. It's really nice. But I hope that I was able to answer your questions and share my experience with taking 2 gap years. Taking gap years are always unique, and it is whatever you make it out to be. And for me, I was able to work with others and, you know, make friends and just be with people that were truly inspirational as well as supportive. And I think that was really important, being able to spend my early 20s with people that truly do care about me. So that's it for me. And so if you have any questions, please let me know. Please write them in the comments. And yeah, so like, comment, and share. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Bye.